Crystal Palace are in trouble. Out of their last 12 games, they have only registered 1 point and they are currently sitting 12th in the Premier League. On top of that, they've sacked Patrick Vieira and once again made Roy Hodgson their new manager. But I think I can do a way better job. So today, I am taking charge of Crystal Palace, and by the end of this video, they will be the best team in the world. Now, looking at the team, they do have some pretty good players, the likes of Olise, Eze in the cam role, and most importantly, Wilfried Zaha on the left. I think building the team around Zaha is the way to go with Crystal Palace. So I reached out to him and said he's a very influential player in the team, and whilst we're in a rut right now, we can definitely pull this one out of the bag. Can I count on you? But his response definitely caught me by surprise. He responded by saying he should have left the club years ago and this is his final straw. He's basically submitted a transfer request. So my plan to build the team around Zaha is completely out the window now. And as requested, we have sold Wilfried Zaha to Bayern Munich for a grand total of 36 million. And pretty much straight after selling Zaha, Milivojevic, Nathaniel Klein and Gaita all wanted to leave as well. Our start so far has been a nightmare. With all those sales, we now have 83 million. So let's go to the team and see where we need to spend this money. Now we definitely need a new winger because Zaha was the first to go. We also need a better keeper and a new CDM to go with it as well. And our first transfer was a goalkeeper, and I went for Frenchman Malier from Leeds United, and he only cost me 17 million. Now for my winger, Alan Velasco has actually caught my eye. Plays for FC Dallas. He's only 5'6", but his stats are off the charts. And he only cost us 16 million. And the midfielder I'm after actually plays for us already, but he's only on loan to us. I'm thinking if we get Sambi Lokonga on a permanent deal, he would be brilliant for us. And to get him on a permanent deal, he cost us 9.2 million. And with those signings added to the squad, the team's looking pretty solid. And we still have 37 million to spend. I think we go big on our last player. We have just spent 24.9 million bringing in Ricardo Pereira away from Leicester City. And that's our transfer window done and dusted. With the signings into the team, it looks pretty damn solid. It's nowhere near where we want it to be, but it's definitely a start. And our season starts against Brentford, a fantastic opportunity to see how good or bad our team actually is. And very early on, the stars of the team stood out. Corey spots Olise's run. Olise cuts inside, leaving the defender for dead on his left foot. Oh my God, what a rocket into the top left corner of the goal. Olise making his mark earlier this season. Velasco's on a crazy one here. Velasco, can he go all the way? He's going to come back. He's finding someone in the box. Olise on the receiving end of it. Velasco and Olise's teamwork there is amazing. But I also found out we had a very leaky defence as we dropped points against teams we really should be beating. But our real test was just around the corner as we faced off against in real life league leaders Arsenal. But it was quite clear we were nowhere near Arsenal's level. Martinelli's found Jesus. He's in behind. Gabriel Jesus. And he makes no mistake about that. That is absolutely shocking defending. He's found Jesus once again. Jesus has got nobody with him. He's taking it again on his own. And Jesus is running rings around us. And after that loss to Arsenal, we found ourselves 18th in the league in the relegation zone. Something needs to change. Now, the formation I'm going to stick with, I think it's more to do with tactics and instructions. There are no instructions on any of our plays. No wonder we've been doing badly. So our attackers are going to stay forward. Our CDMs are going to cut passing lanes and stay back. And our defence are just going to run the channels as well. And one big thing now, we're pressing after we lose the ball every single time. We have to chase every 3 points in every single game now. And almost straight away, you could tell the difference. Top right bins, can we make it count? Yes, we can. Lovely stuff. Olise is away. Can we spot him in the middle? Velasco on his right foot, and he slots up bottom right corner. Lovely stuff. And after 20 games, we now find ourselves 8th in the Premier League. What a recovery. And it's clear to see why Olise, Velasco and Edouard are carrying this team so far. If we keep this going all season, we may even get a top 6 finish. And next up, we once again faced off against Arsenal, and this time the boys were really fired up for it. We were completely destroying Arsenal, but we just couldn't score. Olise says, pick that ball up. That's a beautiful ball to him. Olise, oh my days. Ramsdale. Olise once again. Olise, can he make it 1-0? Oh my God. Oh, that's an amazing ball. Eze's through. Aaron Ramsdale again. What do we have to do? But even with all of our chances, Arsenal were the team to take theirs. Oh no, Jesus is through. Jesus is through. Malier's come out and he's been chipped just like that. After all the pressure we put them under, they get the bloody goal. We didn't win the game, but Arsenal know they've had to go through a war to get them 3 points. If we carry this on all the way to the end of the season, we'll be looking pretty good. And even with inconsistent results left, right and centre, we still managed to pull off a 7th place finish at the end of this Premier League season. Our front four have been absolute monsters this season for Crystal Palace. Imagine what we could do with a better squad squad next season. This season was all about laying the foundation for the squad. In season 2, however, we are going for silverware. But do you know what else we're going for? 15,000 subscribers by the end of next month. So if you're enjoying this video right now, hit that subscribe button for more videos just like this. Last season we did amazing, finishing 7th at the end of the season and also making our mark on the Premier League. But like I've said, it's time to focus on bringing some silverware home this season. And whilst this team is solid, we aren't ready to compete for the Premier League just yet. However, if we get the investment, I think we could potentially have a pretty good cup run in the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup as well. And the board have taken notice of what we did last season and given us 59 million to spend this season. Now last season we conceded far too many goals, which led us to dropping points, so I think bringing in a defender and a defensive midfielder will make us have a much better season this time. And our first signing of the season was fullback Luke Shaw from Manchester United, and he cost us 27.4 million. We now only have 27 million left after buying Luke Shaw, so we're going to have to sell a couple of players to fund our next transfer. And after selling some deadwood in the team, we've now got 45 million. That's more than enough for the player I want. I have brought Portuguese CDM Florentino away from Benfica for 32.5 million. And that is our transfer window done and dusted. This is how our team looks going into season 2, and it looks so much better now. But we've just received a message from Olise, and this doesn't look good. He said he loves playing at Palace, but unless we win any trophies this season, he's going to look for other teams to play for next season. But I've reminded Olise he has a big part to play in us winning trophies this season, and I hope he doesn't forget that. Olise's bombshell couldn't have come at a worse time, because it was now time to play our first game of the season against Arsenal, a team we couldn't beat last year. But this Crystal Palace team this season is far better. Edward through to Eze, one-on-one with the keeper, and Eze puts it into the back of the net. We're 1-0 up against Arsenal. This is a lovely bit of play. Eze again, once again, oh my god! Eze with the brace, puts us 2-0 up against the very team we couldn't beat last season. And there's the full-time whistle. We couldn't beat Arsenal to save our lives last season, but in the first game of the season 2, we absolutely smashed them. This season, we were proving ourselves to be actual title contenders, as halfway through the season, we were only 5 points off first place Man City. Well, that's not all we were doing. We were in the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup and we're already 3-1 up against Fulham after the first leg. Even with us being 3-1 up, we still had a job to do. Velasco in behind once again. He has smashed that top right bins. Jesus Christ. He's through one-on-one with the keeper to put us into the final. Crystal Palace are in the Carabao Cup final. And of course, we are playing Arsenal in the Carabao Cup final. We just can't get away from them, can we? And we've actually just received a message from Olise, but this time it looks a little bit better. He's buzzing that we've made the final, and he says he's going to do his best for us to win that trophy. And to be honest, that's exactly what I wanted to hear, and that's exactly what the team wants to hear as well. So let's go win that Carabao Cup. But unlike earlier this season, we had the worst start imaginable. Oh no, this is bad. This is bad. Jesus is alone in the middle, and he's put Arsenal 1-0 up in the final. That is shocking defending from us. But in the last 3 minutes, Olise had a chance to take us to extra time. Olise, he's through. Oh no, that was the chance. That was the chance. Oh my god, no. We've lost the bloody Carabao Cup final. 1 goal in the first half was all it took. And there it is. Arsenal left the Carabao Cup trophy. They beat us 1-0 in the final, and we just have to move on from this. But our season wasn't done just yet. We are in the semi-finals of the FA Cup, and we're playing against West Ham United. There's still a small chance we could win silverware this season. But these boys know what it takes to get to the final, and that's exactly what they did. Olise, he's in behind. He's in behind. He's got loads of players around him, but he's put it onto his left foot, putting it bottom right corner of the goal, and he has put us 1-0 up. Oh, that's a beautiful ball. Edward's in behind. He's all on his own to put us into the final. He smashes it into the goal. Crystal Palace are in the final. And this time in the final, we face off against Wolves. We are never going to get a better opportunity to win a trophy than this. And once again, Olise sent me a message. It looks like he's blaming himself for the loss against Arsenal in the Carabao Cup final, and he's saying he's doing whatever it takes to win the trophy this time. With that mentality from Olise, I think this team is about to win its first trophy under my management. It was going to take something special to break the deadlock, and then this happened. Edward on the turn. He hits it. Oh my god! What a strike from Edward, putting us 1-0 up in the final. Oh, this is amazing play, Velasco. He's one-on-one with the keeper. He smashed that top right bins. We're 2-0 up now in the final. Surely we've won this. This game meant more to one person than anyone on this team, and he finally made his mark. Olise is through. 1-on-1 with the keeper to redeem himself from the last game. And Olise has put us 3-0 up against Wolves, and we have won the FA Cup. And there it is, we lift our first trophy in charge of Crystal Palace. Come on! And that's not all, we have finished 4th at the end of this season, meaning we are in the Champions League next season. It's not difficult to see why we've done so well this time. Look at the stats from our front four, man. They have been amazing. Last season I said I wanted to win some silverware, and that's exactly what we've done, but next season I want a bigger trophy. In Season 2, we had a fantastic campaign winning the FA Cup, getting a top 4 finish in the Premier League, and with a team that's getting better every single season, we are becoming a genuine threat to that title. But I did say I wanted to win a bigger trophy. We are in the Champions League this season, however, I want to put my focus on the Premier League. We can conquer Europe next season. And taking a look at the team, there's only one thing that sets us apart from the top 6, and that is squad depth. If we can improve our subs bench, we're going to be title contenders this season. And with our recent success, we've got 137 million to spend. Now, the first thing we needed was a better second choice keeper, which is why I opted for Geronimo Rulli for just 13.8 million. And for our midfielder, I'm thinking Christian Eriksen. He's got the experience from the Premier League, and also he's an absolute baller. And we made this happen for just over 20 million. And even after those signings, we still have 92 million to spend for the rest of this window. Now, one thing we still need is a backup winger for either Olise or Velasco should they get injured. And whilst I was searching, I spotted this hidden gem, Vincenzo Grifo. He's got pretty decent stats. He's 31 years old as well. He's definitely got the experience. And for only 20.5 million, he signed on that dotted line. Now, I've been given a little thought to the striker. Edouard has been amazing for us so far, but if we want to win the title, I think we need somebody a little bit better than him. Alexander Isak is a very talented striker who's bagged 6 goals in 10 games for Newcastle this season, even after being plagued with injury. I think if we're going to be serious about the title, he's exactly what we need. And for just 55 million, we have got Alexander Isak playing for Palace. What a signing. And now this team is ready for the season ahead with one goal in mind, that Premier League title. But our first game of the season is against Manchester United in the FA Community Shield final. Last season's Premier League winners. If we pull a result here, we'll have beaten the reigning champions. And within the first 10 minutes, Isak showed us just why we bought him. He sent that into Eze. Eze brings it into Isak, and straight away, he makes his mark on the Palace team. He sent it over to Isak. Can Isak get on the end of it? Yes, he can. On his left foot. Isak is an absolute animal. And with a brace from Isak on his debut, no less, against the reigning champions, we have secured our second trophy in charge of Crystal Palace. And after a flurry of amazing results in the Premier League, we were currently sitting 3rd in the league 9 games into the season. But our next game was against our bogey team, Arsenal, who were currently 2nd in the Premier League. But after our last meeting against Arsenal, the boys were out for revenge. Pereira, he's dinked it over to Isak on his right foot, and he leathers down to the back of the net. That's an amazing ball over to Isak. Isak is still on the end of it. He's still got the ball. Isak is an absolute god on this game, man. And this led us to be in 1st place in the Premier League halfway through the season, followed very closely by Arsenal, Man City, and Liverpool. But we've yet to play the juggernauts of the Premier League, Manchester City and Liverpool. So far this season, the squad has been amazing. However, until we beat Manchester City and Liverpool, we can't safely say that we are going to win the title. And the first team to play out of the 2 juggernauts is Manchester City. If we beat these today, we are one step closer to winning the title. We started the game battering Man City, but we just couldn't get past Edison. As he's got a bit of room on his right foot, he's going to have a shot. Edison with the great save. Eze on the corner. Can we get anybody's head on it? Luke Shaw's there. It comes to Olise. Olise, man! Through to Isak. Isak, he just doesn't miss, does he? It was a tight angle. We shouldn't have really had to go from there. But just like in real life, Haaland in front of goal is clinical. Haaland's away. Haaland is 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. The one person you don't want to be striking against your keeper, and he puts them 1-0 up against us in a must-win game. But one person more than any of the boys knew what was at stake, and he took matters into his own hands. Alexander Isak, that's an amazing ball over to Olise. Olise, he's 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. Can he make it count? Olise, come on, that's one back. We are still in this game. And I'll give you 3 guesses on who scored the winning goal. In behind the defence to dink the keeper. Oh my God, he has just won us the game in the best way possible. That could be the most important goal of his career. And after that win against Man City, we were currently joint top of the table with Liverpool. You can't write this as well. Eze has picked up a suspension on the most important game of the season. We have got Eriksen on the subs bench, but I would have much preferred absurd to start Eze over Eriksen. The stakes of this game couldn't be any higher. First and second place both joint on points. Whoever wins this game is more likely to win the Premier League. And for once against the big teams, we had an amazing start. Spotted that run from Isak. Isak is behind the defence. Isak, one-on-one with Alisson, and he has made it 1-0 to Crystal Palace. You just can't stop him. But no less than 5 minutes later, Liverpool proved why they're a juggernaut to the Premier League. Oh no, Liverpool are in behind. Liverpool have equalised just like that. That is why we have to be so cautious at the back against the big teams. And once again, our goal machine stepped up when we needed him. Pereira spotted that ball through to Isak. Isak one-on-one with the keeper to finish the game. And he has done just that. We are one step closer to lifting that title. It all comes down to the final game of the season. We are 1 point ahead of second place Liverpool. Anything less than a win, we may lose the title. And our last game of this season is against Leeds United. Everything we have worked so hard for this season has come to this final game. If we win this, we are Premier League champions. But after 15 minutes of total domination, Isak finally got his goal. He's got the ball. He spots Isak's run on his right foot. Cheeky finesse shot, bottom right bins. Isak is never missing from there. That's an amazing ball. Isak once again in front of goal, and he smashes that top right bins. Is that the goal that wins us the title? And there you go, boys. We have won the Premier League after only 3 seasons in charge of Crystal Palace. That's 3 trophies we've won now with Crystal Palace, but there is one more that we haven't yet won. It's now time for season 4, and we have pretty much won everything at this point, but there is only one trophy we haven't yet lifted, the Champions League. Now this team is amazing, however none of them have really performed at the highest level of football, and that's exactly what we're missing in this squad. And to bring those players into the squad, we have 179 million. Our first signing was a player I really wanted to bring to the squad, Antonio Rudiger, and he only cost 40 million as well. What a bargain. Now there's 2 reasons I'm bringing this next player into the team. Kai Havertz has already won a Champions League, and we almost got exposed last season when Eze got suspended and we had to use Eriksen. This guy provides that squad depth that we need. But we really had to spend big money to bring Havertz into the team. 110 million he cost us. And with those signings, our transfer window was over and we were ready for the season ahead. And with that being said, it was now time to start our Champions League journey. In the group that we've been put in, we had no other choice but to finish first. Well, let's go. Get a good ball. That's an amazing ball into the box. Kai Havertz on the rebound once again. Kai Havertz gets his goal in the Champions League. Spots that ball through to Isak. Isak is on his own. Oh my god. He's just burst through that defense like they were nothing. And after 6 games, we accomplished our goal of topping the group stage. But now we were in the knockouts and we were playing against AS Monaco. And over the course of the 2 legs, we went on to absolutely destroy Monaco. We're now in the business end of the knockouts, as next up we played against Barcelona. Ulysses through is in behind Barca's defense. 1-on-1 with Ter Stegen, and Ulysses is never missing from that position. Isak is in behind the defense. He's going to put this top left bins, and that is us in the semi-finals. And this is where it's getting really tricky. We now face off against Bayern Munich, and we've beaten them 2-1 in the first leg. The job is almost done. Everyone knows 2-1 against Bayern Munich means nothing, so we had to make sure we finished the job. 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper, and he has put that into the back of the net. We're now 3-1 up on aggregate. Oh, look at that for freaking football. Florentino has buried Bayern Munich, and we are in the final. And the final team in our way before we can say we're the best team in the world is PSG. We have officially got the most deadly front 4 in all of Europe. All of our front 4 have got more than 10 goals. Even our backup striker Edouard has got 17 from the bench. This team is absolutely amazing, but we've got one more match to win before we can officially say that they are the best. And when you consider the starts of the game we could have had, this was probably the best one. Spotted that ball through to Isak. Oh, that's a penalty. We've got a penalty in the final. Olise has been with us from the beginning. Top left bins, make it 1-0. Olise just never lets us down, does he? Kai Havertz sends... Oh, my Lord, what a ball that is. Isak as well with the dink. He has put us 2-0 up in the final. We are so close to lifting that trophy now. At 2-0 up, you're safe. But at 3-0, the game is finished. Florentino has spotted that run from Isak to finish the game, to win us the Champions League. 3-0, it is done. And we've done it, boys. We have made Crystal Palace the best team in the world. We've been with Palace for 4 seasons, so we've won the FA Cup, we've won the Premier League, and now we have officially won the Champions League. And if you enjoyed this video, you should enjoy this video right here as well. All you have to do is click somewhere and you'll be able to watch it for free. I mean, you can't get a better deal than that.